This is my short story. Okay. So when I first started, it was 10 years ago, May of 2012, I signed my membership. I didn't take off with the business until a year later, but I signed my membership not really knowing what I was getting myself into. I came in for the business. I wasn't taking the products yet. My mom had lost 65 pounds and she loved how she felt, but I didn't want anything to do with it. I was very stubborn, very skeptical. And she kept insisting. Somehow she enrolled my sister, who's younger than me. She's 3 years younger, because she invited her to a party, an Herbalife party, right? And my sister was all about partying. She got into the business, and my sister was very smart. And this is something that you can already take. You have to know how to talk to people and where to come in from. Like, what are their necessities, right? And my sister knew I was a very analytical person. So she explained to me the marketing plan. She explained to me how the compensation plan works and how we made money. And I just saw like all the potential, and I saw, okay, $800. Yes. Like, I want to make an extra $800. I was, money driven back then. And so I saw that. I became supervisor with 2 other people. So you can still do that. The buddy system, you can still do that in Herbalife. And so I pretty much invested into supervisor. You can't do that now, right? You have to get clients. And that's how I started. I didn't go to any events. I didn't take the products. So guess what? My business didn't take off, right? Because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. The essentials, the basics. And so a year later, in December, I remember I went to my first extravaganza that year in October. And that's when I saw the big vision. That's when I decided, wow, like, this is for reals. I thought, so many hundreds of people having results with the products and the business. And still took me a while, a couple more months, got my first client. My first client was a shake. And then I asked my sister, hey, what are you doing to get clients? You remember, I didn't say this part. I don't know if I did. I was very shy, very, 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 very shy. One of the shyest people you will have ever have met. So I didn't know how to talk to people, but she told me I'm posting, pictures on Facebook. So I went ahead and I posted my mom's picture, and my business started to take off. People were asking me how, and I started to get my first clients that January of 2013. And then I continue to go to the events. I continue to plug it into the system. And this is so important because this is where they're going to teach you what you need to know. This is where you're going to learn the skills that you're lacking as an entrepreneur, because we come in from the mindset of an employee, right? So then I started to start changing how I was, and I started to develop and grow as a person, and things started to take off. We were very, very excited. We were very naive. So write that down. Like, you have to be excited. You have to be excited. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more later on, but excitement will take you far. Excited with the products, excited with the company, what we have. And then we just kept working like from morning till evening. We didn't have kids then. So yes, you do have to have some sort of sacrifice if you want to grow fast, if you want to catch on that momentum, right? And a year later, we were getting recognized as a Get Team member. My sister was already a Get Team member. I had a frontline Get Team member. And then ever since, it's just been an amazing journey, you guys. A Get Team member then, $3,000 a month. And so I met Juan in the business, and through a training, I remember he would speak on stage. He was a military member, and I just admired how the person he was and how he talked. And he asked me to be his girlfriend. Well, he left to Mexico, and he invited me to go over there. We were already talking, and he asked me to be his girlfriend. And I was going there, and this is another, the beauty of the business. I already had a check, right? I had already built a Get Team business. And I would travel every 2 months or so to visit him. And I didn't have to ask permission, like, can I get this time off? And I would see him over there in Mexico. And, in one of those times I got pregnant, I said, hey, what are we going to do? He said, come live over here. And I went and I lived through my first pregnancy, 4 months of my pregnancy over there in Mexico. And still continue to build my business there. I went to the trainings over there with him, and through social media, I was able to stay in contact with clients and things like that, and my team. And it's just been an amazing journey. The best part about it has been being able to be present parents to now our 2 daughters. Oh my gosh, I don't think I have her in this picture. I need to update this slide, but we have a second daughter now. I just have the picture where I'm pregnant right there. We have our second daughter, and just being able to be present, you know, when I was pregnant with the first one and even the second one, Juan was there for every doctor's appointment. And for me, that's priceless. To me, that's everything. Being able to have home births. We had home births because that's what we chose to have. Being able to pay cash for them because, you know, home births, I don't know if insurance covers it or not, but we were able to just pay cash for it. And build the lifestyle and that we want. God comes first to us, God, our family, and then our business, and the way that we raise them, the way that we talk to them, right? Because we're different people now. We're different human beings, and so what the things that we teach them, that's my favorite part about it, right? Raising better human beings for this world at the end of the day. And so we have an amazing team, you guys. The flexibility of time, being able to do our business how we want to. The money is great. Money isn't everything, but when you don't have it, money becomes everything. You know how many marriages people, you know, it doesn't work because of money or things like that, the problems and all this. And relationships aren't perfect, marriages aren't perfect, but when you're developed as a person, you have God in your life, everything just works and functions a lot better, right? So truly amazing. I didn't have it up on my slides. My checks now, $6,000, $7,000 a month plus his income. It's so awesome to say that I bring in that income to the household, right? As a mom of two, doing the business around my girls, that I get to bring that income into our house. It's so amazing. This girl that was just so shy, was so skinny. I used to eat McDonald's for breakfast, lunch, Taco Bell and pizza for lunch. And now, like, you know, completely healthy. I don't have my results up on there. I should have posted them up. But you guys, like, I'm fit, my skin is tight, and I'm 35 years old. Like, people tell me, what, you're 35? Like, that's not, I don't believe you, because my skin is radiating, and I don't say it like cocky. I say it because I want you to have the confidence in the products. You know, they're so amazing. The collagen, that's why I'm able to bounce back to my results like nothing, because we have the most amazing products, right? Our multivitamins, our skin line. You have to become so passionate at the products, you guys. Besides shake protein, tea, and aloe, add a new product every time, depending on your budget, because you got to try them all. You got to try the Women's Choice. You got to try the Immunity. You got to try the Chisandra. I used to have low immune system, and they're all so amazing. They're all so amazing. So, you know, you guys can always reach out to me whenever you have any questions, but I'm going to go ahead and put it up. I don't have a presentation, so I'm just going to go over the points that I have for you guys. And I know my sister talked about, you know, social media and 3-day trial and kind of that flow. And so I want to pick up right where she left off and go from there. And if you guys have any questions, you can put it on the chat, or we can open it up afterwards. So, you know, the first thing that I wanted to bring is how do you feel this morning? You know, how do you feel this morning about life? How do you feel this morning about your business, waking up excited, right? Because how we take on our day makes the difference in our business and in our day with our family and in everything that we do, right? And what will keep that excitement is having clear goals. Like, what are your goals for today? What are your intentions for today? Make sure that we filled out our agenda last night, right? And we know exactly what we're going for today, that you scheduled out your conversations, your business, and then you also scheduled out that time with your family. If you don't have kids, whew, like, you got to take off, because when you have kids, it's a whole different story. Like, if you don't have kids, I wish I would have gone to pressing before kids. It's definitely doable, but it's more challenging. It's more challenging, right? I don't have as much time because I have to attend to them. They have to get fed. They have to get showered, right? But anyway, so make sure that you're excited this morning. Make sure you have visions. Make sure you have goals, your goals for today, your goals for the week, your goals for the month, your goals for LDW, your goals for extravaganza. How do you want to walk that stage, right? That's something on my mind right now. It's like extravaganza, extravaganza, extravaganza. We want to walk as press team members. So you guys, she explained to you probably that our flow right now, actually, before I get into that, I want to talk about flow and structure. Okay, flow and structure is something we've been consistently hearing in our trainings. in our STSs. When we were in Zoom, we were hearing about it constantly. Structure, flow, structure, flow. So right now, write down, like, what is your structure and your flow, and do you have one? And it may look different than someone here on, one of your sidelines, and it might be different than Yahaira's. It might be, but you have to know what your structure and your flow is. And that you're so clear on it that if I open up the mic and I ask you, right now, like, Maya, I think it's like, what is it? You'll be able to answer me. This is what I do. This is how I get the clients, and this is how I turn them into distributors. This is what I say. Like, because one, for you, right? Because that will make your business take off. You're so clear in it. And two, for duplication purposes. Like, when you bring on distributors, what are you going to teach them? Okay. So you have to know. Now, what is that? But what do you mean flexion stroke? What does that look like? What is your DMO? What do you do on a daily basis? What is that 90-day plan that sheet that says, I am employed by this 90-day plan? We had a call this morning and he was talking about it. Like, this is my, if you had a job, you have things to do, right? You have a list to check off. So it's the same concept. Like, you in your business, you're the employer and you're the employee. You have to do both, right? So you have to employ yourself, and you fill out your sheet and they say, and then you mark it off, right? If I got this done, I did my job. If not, I get fired if I was in a job. So what is your DMO? And in your DMO, there's going to be things like working on my results, taking the products, going to the gym, doing my PD. But then there's going to be things that move you forward in your business, like 10 conversations, going to get 10 contacts a day, or 2 contacts in the gym, doing 50 or 25 or 10 engagements on social media, bringing up the business to at least 1 person a day. What are those? We like to call them money-making moves. Those things that are going to move you forward in your business. Those are the important things that have to be part of your DMO and your daily plan, right? Now you have that down. You have your DMO. Where are you plugging? How are you doing it, right? Is it through social media? Is it through invites? Is it through spa parties, shakes parties? How? And then from there, okay, I get a prospect. What do I say? And then I'm going to talk about ours, right? And what we do, but what do I say? And then after that, what is my flow with that client? Where do I plug him into? And then how do I turn them into distributors? So you're so clear on your structure and flow, right? So for us, we focus on 3-day trials on the 1st through the 15th, right? Through social media. For me personally, I'm talking about, some people do it different ways, but for me, through social media, right? I'm talking about results. When I'm going to the gym, I'm intentional with what I'm posting on my stories. I'm going to the gym and I take the selfies because I want people to see, like, oh my gosh, she looks good. I want those results, right? And then I'll put a caption on there, like, being very intentional, like making people think a little bit, like, oh, maybe I should get up and, get something going, right? So we really focus on getting those 3-day trials out and then having the conversations, right? On social media, creating the relationships to then launch our 3-day trial script, which my sister talked about. We launched that 3-day trial script. And I'm sure she mentioned it. The reason that we focus on that is because we want, no sé cómo se dice en inglés, tela de donde cortar para que empiecen con el 21-day challenge. We want, like, our prospects, right? Those are our prospects. Those 3-day trials are our prospects, so they can be future full programs for our 21-day challenge. We launch it on the 15th. It's already set. We know who's making the flyers, who's launching it to the chat. We have it all down. And on the 15th, we launch our 21-day challenge. And guess what? This is where these 3-day trials get to now come into a full program, right? So she left off on the script. What happens after the 3-day trial, right? After the 3-day trial, we let them know, like, imagine what could happen in 21 days if you continue to do this, right? On the 3 days, we ask for the before picture. On day 0, The after picture on day 4, we put them side by side. We point out the differences. Oh my God, look at your stomach. It looks less bloated. Your face, it's crazy the result that you see in 3 days, right? And if you don't see results, probably because they didn't do something right, you ask them, how do they feel on their energy? And they'll have a result, right? Oh my gosh, I did notice that I wasn't as moody, or I did notice this energy. Imagine if you gave it 21 days. Is this something you're interested? Let me send you the program. So then we send our programs. We have, what kind of programs doesn't matter. You just have to have 3 programs, right? Something budget friendly, a middle one, and then one advanced with Prolesa and all the goods, right? And so you launch them the programs, and then I say like, what better fits your budget, right? And then they choose, and then they get started. So we point out the differences. We launch that script. Now, if we have someone that is not coming from a 3-day trial, right? For example, now we just launched our challenge. It's the 15th. We're posting up the flyers on social media, and someone votes on the poll, right? And it's the last week of the month. I'm not gonna get them started on a 3-day trial because they voted on a 21-day challenge, right? It's the end of the month. We need the points. So what I do is I always create value first. So, hey, Han, I saw that you voted on my poll regarding my 21-day challenge. Are you interested? Would you like more info? Or I would love to give you more info. What are your goals? So I always do it that way because I don't want to, like, right off the bat, they voted on the poll and be like, these are the programs, this is the 21-day challenge, which one are you interested in? You got to create value. You have to let them see what they're going to receive for the price that you're going to get it before you show them the price. And it's the same thing if you're in person, you do an evaluation, and first you create value before you tell them it's $100, $200, right? Because like they told me, like they said on this call, if they see $200 for some shakes and some proteins, they're going to think that it's the same shakes and proteins that they get at Walmart, and it's not. It's not, right? Because they don't come with coaches. Your proteins at Walmart don't come with coaches. Your proteins at Walmart or, any other store are not the same quality. So you have to show the value first before you show the price. If they can find the value, they'll be willing to pay the price. So what is the value? I'm on social media, remember? So I usually like to do voice message because I already posted the flyer. I already posted what it includes, right? This, what is your goals, is just kind of to get the conversation going. It's kind of to break the ice. It's me caring for what is their goals, right? So then I'm like, awesome. I would love to work with you. And this is a tip that I got from Yormeri. I don't know if you guys know Yormeri. She does 20K volume a month, right? Or more. And this is something that she shared with us. Awesome. I would love to work with you, because that is already declaring them as your client, right? You're already saying, you're mine, we're going to work, it gets them into, like, it's kind of when you test drive a new car, right? Like they let you test drive it so you can feel that it's yours already. And then you don't want to drive off. You don't want to leave without a car now, right? Because you felt the new and stuff. Anyway, so you tell them like, awesome, I would love to work with you. This is what I include when you decide to join my challenge. And I tell them like, I don't know what you guys include, but I make it like, I size it up, right? I'm going to give you a meal plan. I'm going to give you a grocery list. I'm going to give you a eating schedule. I love that one. That's probably my favorite, because I'm going to tell you, and I say this, I'm going to give you an eating schedule. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do, when you're going to be eating, what you're going to be eating. People can see or think like, oh man, like she's going to tell me everything. Like, I don't even have to worry about it. Like that, for me, if someone told me like, I'm gonna tell you exactly what to do, I'd be like, yes, so I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you a eating schedule. I'm gonna tell you when to eat, what you'll be eating based around like your schedule, based on the times that you wake up and the time you go to sleep, so I'm gonna give you an eating schedule, online workout or a workout guide, online community chat. where you're going to find inspiration, motivation, ideas on what to eat. The coaches are always attentive there. So if you have a question, you can ask at any time. And then I'll be able to better see what you're eating, because you're going to be posting what you're eating, and I'll be able to better guide you. So that's part of what I'm including. This is everything I'm saying in my voice message, right? And then right now, what we just implemented is a nutrition class. So you also get a nutrition class. And in that class, we kind of do like a little bit of nutrition and a little bit of like the products, because we want to expose them more to the products besides shake protein, tea, and aloe, right? So that's something new that we just added. So I just told them like everything they're gonna get, right? And then is this something you would want to, so I know, and the supplements and your supplements, and all you have to do is pay for your supplements. Everything I just mentioned, all you have to pay is the supplements, and everything else is included. Also my coaching, sorry, and I say my coaching. So you can ask me any question you want at whatever time you want, 24/7, I'm gonna be there, okay? And all you have to pay is for your supplements. Are you interested? If so, I can send you my 3 programs and you can tell me which one better fits your budget. Okay, so this is someone that is new, right? Like they voted on my poll. This is someone that didn't come from a 3-day trial. So then I created value. I asked her, yes, I'm interested, right? Then I send over the 3 programs. They already have the prices on there. Let me know which one works for you. And a lot of times it works. Sometimes they're like, this one, I'm going to start. Also too, having the 3 programs, guys, what it does is psychologically, if they see a $300 program, they're going to think, okay, $100 is not bad, right? Like you see, whoa. And then you see that one and you're like, okay, at least they get started with something, right? And the person that can afford the 300 one is going to get the 300 one. They don't see money. They're good, you know? So, but that's why I like to do the 3 programs. So they pick one, they get started. From there, and we have all this too. Like I can send it to you, Haida, if you need me, Haida. I think you're frozen. I don't know what happened, but okay. I can always just forward you all the scripts and stuff like that. But after they say yes, I'm like, great. I ask for the flavors, you know, what flavors on their teas, on their shakes. And then I ask for the payment. And you know, Zelle or Venmo or whatever you guys use, PayPal, great. I'm so excited, right? Whether you're writing it or voice message, I'm so excited to get started with you and work with you. This is, you know, these are my payment forms of payment, and then you send them over. I'm going to send you the invoice, and once you pay it, I'm going to ship it, or whatever you guys do. We'll go to the warehouse or whatever. So once they do that, once they make the payment, you guys, this is where the work begins. And I don't know about you guys, maybe you guys are different than me, but when I first started and I received a payment, I was like, yeah, I'm good. Like I got the money in my pocket. I'll follow up with this person later. I wasn't on it, right? Maybe tomorrow I tell them download Telegram. I was very nonchalant now but when we were talking, I was all on it, right? And then like, oh, I make the payment now. Then I'm like, okay, I'll make the order later, but not anymore. And this was just part of my learning process, you guys. I didn't come in for the results. So for me, I think that's a big part of it. I had to learn how to care for people. To be honest, I had to learn how to care for the results. I had to learn and understand that this is a people's business, and that really caring for their results is what was going to take me to the next level, right? That there's a penny in the sale and a fortune on the follow-up. Now, when I receive the payment, I get on the computer and I make their order ASAP. And as soon as I get the payment, I'm like, I'm so excited to work with you. Download Telegram. This is where I'm going to communicate with you. Okay. And then from Telegram, as soon as they download it, I add them to the chat. We have a flyer, usually with the challenge. I post up their picture. Help me welcome so-and-so. You know, they're accepted. They accepted the 21-day challenge. I give them instructions on their pictures. because now they're entering the challenge. So there's a hashtag for that, right? It's different than the 3-day trial. We have a hashtag. If so, I give them instructions for the pictures. If it's out already, because we usually launch it like a day before the challenge is about to start. And what else? So I asked them for their schedule. Okay, when do you normally wake up? What time do you go to sleep? Based around that, I write it out. Like if they tell me, oh, I wake up at 7, great. By 7:30, you're gonna have your breakfast, and I write it out for them. Because that's what I said I was going to do, right? I could just be like, okay, you're gonna eat every 3 hours. When you wake up, have your breakfast, and eat every 3 hours, 2 snacks, 1 meal. I like to write it out. I just like to give them value. Like I really like to care for them, right? When do you work? When do you have your lunch? When do you plan on going to the gym? And I write out their schedule. So I send them the guide. We have a 21-day guide, right? Send them the guide, collect the pictures, write out their eating schedule, really just set them up. Set them up for their day 1 when the challenge is going to start. Surprise and confidence, send me a voice message, makes difference, interested programs, flavors, payments, telegrams, pics, and the work starts, the follow-up, right? Day 1. Day 1, oh my God, good morning. Did you make your shake today? How was it? Right? I'm sure you guys already know some clients, like they mess up, they don't make the shake how they're supposed to. Day 3, day 7, I like to ask for progress pictures, especially if they're a new client. If they're not a 3-day, like if they came from a 3-day trial, I don't necessarily do so, but I really do love to ask for 7-day progress because the weekend's gonna come. When people start, they start so excited at first, and then that excitement fades at some point. So if you can catch a progress picture from day 1 to day 7, and I let them know this ahead of time, hey, by the way, on day 7, I'm gonna send you progress picture. This first week, really stay on it. Don't cheat on the weekend. You'll be able to have a cheat meal on the 2nd weekend. I tell them that. But on this first week, like, I just want you to see what's possible. So then on day 7, they see a huge transformation, because if you're on your products and you're on eating clean and you stay on it for 7 days, it's huge. You're going to see it. And that creates confidence in them, in the product, in what they're doing. They see that it's worth it, right? Wow, like, because they're having to sacrifice now, right? They're not eating fast food. They cut out on the Starbucks. They're taking the products. They see, oh my gosh, my work is paying off. It's worth it. So then I'm like, okay, they know now what is possible. 2nd weekend, they can have a cheat meal. Day 14. So this is, I'm sure you guys have heard it before. This is where you ask, like, who has noticed? Has anyone noticed your results? By this time, you should have already invited them to an HOM, an inspirational call, right? We like to say, like, hey, I have this call. It's going to be inspiration, motivation. Like, you're going to learn a little bit more about the products. Can you plug in? Are you available at 7 to 9? And we plug them into an HOM. But by day 14, you should already be like, who's noticing? Because remember, you guys, this is, we're changing lives and people are getting healthy. And yes, we are doing that, but you're doing a business and you came in for a business. And we have to remember that at the end of the day, it's about building royalties. And everything that we do, from the time that we wake up, from our PD, taking the products, the results, opening up our nutrition club, sharing your stories on social media, giving out the flyers, all that work is to build royalties. All that work that you're doing is so you can have a new distributor. Sometimes we can get caught up in all these activities that we're doing and we feel like we're working. And sometimes you may feel like maybe things aren't happening as fast as you like to, because we forget the ultimate goal. And the ultimate goal is to have new distributors every month, right? So it's to build royalty. So you have to know that this 3-day trial is your potential new distributor. This 21-day challenger is your potential new distributor. And always know that. So because when you do your follow-up, you're going to follow up with intention. You're going to follow up on day 1, day 3, day 7, day 14, because you're like, this could be my next distributor, right? So just remember, like, where am I plugging them into? What HOM am I inviting them to? What napkin presentation are we doing? If you don't know how to do the marketing plan and do a napkin presentation, ask Yahaira or ask, you know, a TAP team member in your guys' organization, how do I, you know, can you co-coach? Can you get on the line with me and do an HOM with them? Asking for referrals as well. Like, hey, do you know anyone that would love to do this challenge with you? Right? So understanding that everything that we do is to get a new distributor. And that's basically what we do, you guys. That's basically how we get a 21-day challenger, from a 3-day trial to that, or from a brand new person to that. And then from there, it's, you know, plug them into an HOM so they can see the business opportunity, having the confidence in the company. One of the things that I wanted to share to end it off is some tips, is working on your results. Number one, you guys are going to hear it over and over. And you're like, yeah, I already know that. But really, like right now, you guys, and Yahaira, this is open for you guys. There's a coaches challenge. Romales, he's a press team member. He runs coaches challenges for anyone that likes to plug into him. He takes sidelines. So they, you know, these coaches challenges, like if you gain weight, and like if your goal is to lose weight and you gain weight, you pay. If your goal is to gain weight and you lose weight, you pay. They're amazing. $30 entry fee. The pot last month for first place was $3,000. Someone on our team took it, Veronica. Prior to that, someone on our team took it, Jenny. Prior to that, on that one, my sister won second place, $800. So these coaches challenges, you guys can join on the next one. We can send you info. It's about the accountability, because I don't know if it was an extravaganza, a word I heard it. It's like, no, it was, so right now what they're doing these presidential calls in the mornings. And it has us like so fired up, you guys, because one of the things that he said is like, you're pulling people, but who's pulling you? You're pulling your clients, you're pulling your distributor, who's pulling you? Who's holding you accountable, right? So these coaches challenge, they hold us accountable. They're like, you know, we're on our results, and it's a press team member. And so these morning calls that we do Monday, Wednesday, Fridays with him, it's like I'm feeding off of a president mindset. These are called presidential mindset calls. He just started them after extravaganza. But results are so important. You guys have so many pictures of constant results. It's the beauty of the product. Because of our BCAs, because of our rebuild strength, I have fast results. If I'm consistent with it, that's the difference in our product. If I take my pre-workout, my rebuild strength, my BCAs, I gain muscle fast when I'm consistent with it. Romales is a big person that's like, if your client loses 3 pounds in a month, they can do that without Herbalife. What are you doing? He sets the standard for his clients, and he says, you're going to lose with me 7 to 10 pounds in 1 month, because that's what Herbalife does. Herbalife allows you to have extraordinary results, fast results, and not dieting, not being hungry. No, like eating and taking your products. It allows you to have fast results. So ask yourself, what was my result last week? What was my result last month? What was my result in the last 6 months? I have progress pictures consistently. Postpartum baby number 2. I just uploaded a updated picture where I'm like, oh man, like the glutes are growing, you know. And sometimes when you're building muscle, the results aren't as noticeable as fast, right? But the picture from before was, you know, a few months difference. And then I see, oh my gosh, my work is paying off. And then I post that on social media, right? So what results are you consistently having? Mindset, you know, apart from your results is your mindset. How are you, like, what are you feeding your mind? Like, what do you wake up listening to? What are you reading? Who is your mentor? What excites you? And sometimes life is going to happen. Life happens all the time. I recently was dealing with something that's never happened to me with before. I had an anxiety attack not out of nowhere. Like now I understand where it came from, but every challenge is a learning opportunity. And I am grateful for it. And it was a really ugly space to be in. But now I get to understand people on a different level. I get to understand when someone tells me I'm going through depression, and anxiety and depression are different, but they're similar. I can understand that. Before I couldn't. Before I would be like, read something, like it's all mindset. I thought that. And it is to a certain extent. Sometimes it feels out of your control. This anxiety, it feels out of my control at times, but I know now how I can like manage it, how I can deal it, right? This challenge allowed me to have a new skill. It allowed me to grow. So every challenge, even though it could be so dark, it's an opportunity for growth. Okay, so like working on God for me, I don't know what you believe in, it's a huge one. God is a huge one for me. It allows me to stay grounded. It allows me to have peace. It allows me to have faith, right? Faith in what I'm doing. And then lastly, you guys, the events. You gotta stay plugged in. I hope to see you guys at STS if you're local, right? Events are everything. Right before my anxiety was 2 weeks like before extravaganza, and you guys, I needed that extravaganza. I needed it. It's so crazy what I was going through, and I didn't think that I was gonna make it because I couldn't find babysitters, and I ended up going. And the whole time there, I didn't have any anxiety at all, even though I thought that I was going to, because I left my 2 daughters, and it was the first time that I left my second one, and the other one deals with the separation anxiety. So I was really anxious, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I went. The whole time I was so distracted. I was so focused at extravaganza. I didn't feel anything. And I was like, wow, this is like mindset. I needed that event. Prior, I was in this weird stage where I was trying to figure out what is going on with myself, came back from extravaganza, super excited. So the events will always pick you up. The events are going to keep you excited and remind you of what your goals are and why you started the business, right? So take those on, you guys. Results, mindset, events. That's everything. I'm gonna forward a video to Yahaira from Boss Lee. She's a multi-level. She's not in Herbalife, but she does multi-level, and she did this video because she gave a class to Herbalife, an Herbalife organization, and she talks about like these things, the basics, and how much excitement will take you so far. And she talked about like Herbalife, and she's in another MLM, and she talks so good about Herbalife, you guys. And she says Herbalife are the sexiest MLM. They're the sexiest recruiters. They're the sexiest, because she knows, she's like, I see you guys follow me with them abs. Like, yes, that's what the products do for us, you guys. The products keep us young and feeling good and looking good. So it's truly amazing. You're in the best company. She says that this company ain't going nowhere. You guys been around 40 years. It ain't going nowhere, right? And we got that confidence from the extravaganza. And she's in another MLM, you guys. It was awesome to see. But that's all from me, you guys. I hope you guys took on something. Just remember to have your structure and your flow. Get with your upline and know what is my structure and what my flow. That machine that gets me clients. That en español se dice una máquina de churro. Como te hace tus clientes, cómo haces tus clientes, consistently. Do I have that down? That's the first part. That's the first one. From there, I know how to plug them into an HOM and have them become a distributor. It's the getting the clients consistently, 5 to 10 clients every month. Have my structure and my flow clear, my DMO, work on my mindset, my results, and continue to stay plugged in. And you guys, everything will happen over time. Be patient. Fruitful. That means seedful. Just plant seeds, and it's gonna happen for you. So thank you so much, you guys, for allowing me to share something with you guys.
Gracias. Bueno, chicos, si pueden abrir los micrófonos, vamos a agradecerle cada uno lo que considere, porque este grupito es muy selecto, es un petit comité, por decirlo así. Gracias, Xóchitl. Estuviste extraordinaria. Yo, mientras Xóchitl hablaba, pensaba lo tímida que eras cuando llegaste. O sea, créanme, Xóchitl bajaba la cara. Y a veces Xóchitl quedaba así como que la gente no era tan amistosa ella. Pero yo decía, hay tanto que aprender de Xóchitl y había tanta pasión, yo se la detectaba, porque siempre estamos en las mesas VIP y siempre estamos una al lado de la otra, no sé por qué, pero nos toca. Lo cierto es que he visto tantos cambios en ti, Xóchitl, te lo quiero reconocer y agradecer. Eres otra persona de la persona que eras, pero hoy en particular detecté algo que yo sabía, pero está tan grande y evidente tu pasión por el producto, tu pasión por el negocio y tu pasión por este multinivel o lo que sea, el cambiar las vidas, por decirlo así. Así que muchísimas gracias, eres extraordinaria, estuviste impecable. Chicos, ¿quién quiere agradecerle, please?
Yo. Gracias, Xóchitl. Desde aquí de Orlando tienes a un par de amigos. Adi, métete en la cámara.
En
Ahí
inglés,
está,
please.
ahí está Xóchitl hoy. No es Adi. Mira, te voy a contar por qué. Perdió $20 hasta mañana y está como que hubiera perdido 500, hubiera perdido 1000.
No.
Pero bueno, ya, éxito. Entonces, pero gracias, Xóchitl, de verdad, muy buena tu presentación, súper, mucha fuerza, mucha inspiración y muchos datos que vamos a tomar y seguro te vamos a estar preguntando a ti, a Yajaira, porque si lo implementas, porque van a salir dudas de lo que nos dijiste hoy y súper agradecidos, de verdad que sí, con toda la información de que te tomaste el tiempo de apoyarnos y darnos la información.
Yo tengo una pregunta, Xóchitl.
Please, ¿puedes hacerlo en inglés, Adi, para que Maya se sienta integrada,
you have
please?
a Challenger 21.
Sorry, Maya.
Okay, he's saying in English is in Spanish, Xóchitl, it's amazing. Now, Xóchitl, you have a Challenger in a Telegram or WhatsApp? Telegram.
We use Telegram.
Okay, and you have like a structured day, for example, one day you talk for Fiverr, one day you talk for Motivation Day, or you every day you talk the same? Because I'm staying a different Challenger, and sometimes the challenge is more like emotion, like emotion Challenger, or you have information on the Challenger all day.
Well, we have a chat. So we have a chat where we plug in our challengers, and it's a lot of coaches. It's a lot of TAP team members. Like we work with, my husband is in there, Mill team member, and my sister, Mill team member. Then we have Get team members in there. And so it's, and then it's all the coaches under all those pins. So constantly we're just creating value. I don't know if that answers your question. So we do post up, you know, like there's this girl, she's always posting up videos for us, like motivational links. And that's, she's gifted in that way. She does that. So we create value in different ways. There's not like a specific structure, like Monday is motivation, Tuesday is check-in, or we don't have a specific trust. You can though, you can. And it works too. We've done it in the past. Just at this moment, it's not something that we have. We just know that we're
now you make it more fresh.
How what?
Now it's more fresh. It's not like a structure. It's a little bit more fresh.
Yeah. Okay. Either way it works. Yeah, either way it works. It's just, yeah, right now everyone's just on there creating energy. We already know that we have a new challenger. We post them up, we celebrate them, we recognize them. We put quotes, we just do it all, but we don't have a structure as far as like what needs to go in there.
Okay.
What we do have is a girl that's in charge of passing all the information. For example, we have a girl that's in charge of forwarding the HOM info to the client chat. Hey guys, if you're free tonight, we have this call for inspiration, motivation, if you're looking for an extra income. So she's in charge of always forwarding the HOM. We have a girl that's always in charge of sending over all the new challenge info. She sends it to the chat. But for example, when the new product launched, we were all on there posting. So it was not someone in charge of it, but we know like, okay, this needs to go on the client chat.
Okay, thank you, Xóchitl. It's amazing. Thank you.
Les tenemos hoy unas noticias increíbles, increíbles. Por favor, atentos. Ahora sí, por favor, Maya and Bene.
Okay, do you want to go first, Maya? Or should I go first?
Maya, voy a ponerle volumen.
Oh, well, let's see.
Maya, ready your phone.
There.
Okay.
Okay. Well, first of all, I just want to thank you so much for this motivational call this morning. Definitely was on time. We had a death in my family this past couple days. So it's been a real struggle. And so I really, really appreciate you. And I appreciate the community that Herbalife has created, and Yahara and Jose. Those are my brother and sisters. Love you guys. Miss you. And Vinay too. So this really was on time, and this is a part of what we do, right? And so I just wanted to say thank you to you so much for this. And then also, I didn't have any questions. I don't know right now. I think it's just for me, what you just said to us is, just really writing everything down and having a flow, having a plan of action every day. I know I did write it down. I need to share it with Yahara as well. So then she can look at it and see if she needs to adjust anything. But as of right now, I don't have any questions, I don't think right now, but what you said though, it just helps, just really gather everything. And tomorrow actually is our 1 year of being with Herbalife, my husband and I. So that's exciting. So thank you so much for your time. And I definitely appreciate everything you shared with us today. So thank you.
Congratulations for your 1 year. And I admire you and I applaud you for being on this call regardless of what's going on. Life will continue to happen with or without Herbalife, outside or inside Herbalife. And it's the plugging into even when we don't want to,
Right.
when life is happening. And those are real challenges. Like, we had recent deaths in our family the last year, and it was hard. And, when I had a miscarriage, it was one of the hardest things I had to go through, and I had to plug in. I remember 2 weeks being at my STS, just different things that we've gone through. And you just plug in, even when you don't want to, you just plug in, and it will pull you out of it a lot faster. It's just having that community. It's incredible. And you just plug in and you take your time and you grieve and you do what you got to do, but you stay in it. You stay in it. So thank you for being on here. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Yeah, ready. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Ahorita me toca darle, Bene no ha hablado. Sorry.
Thanks. No worries, my auntie. Well, I want to say thank you. I really appreciate the time that you took to just give us it was a motivational call. As well, practically a class in which you gave us so much information. And first off, I want to say that I really felt, how can I say this? Related to what you just said at the beginning, you were shy, because I'm starting in all of this Herbalife business and world. And I really feel related to that because I'm really shy. It's hard for me sometimes to talk to people and everything. And for someone that likes to have a structure for everything, I need to have something plan in my head to, to achieve something. It made me also think maybe I have a structure, but at the same time, I feel like I don't. So I was writing all of these things down. It made me realize maybe the structure that I have can be the one that is maybe I'm not feel so attached to. And that's why it doesn't make me flow. So I need a structure that I can feel like comfortable with so I can flow better. And that's something that I was like, oh my God, this is so true, of course. And I want to thank you for that as well. I I would like to tell you that maybe in the future I'll be asking you for info, or maybe something like, hey, Xóchitl, how can I like do better at this, or how can I structure myself for this, like the DMO, how can I have a better speech with people, because being shy, it's been one of my difficulties at the moment. But I want to like achieve so many things. And your speech today was just wonderful, and you talked about a lot of things that I wanted to like get as well, like flexibility with time and work, and like, all of those stuff. And I mean, coming from someone that has so much experience and you have overcome so many things to get to the place in which you are right now, it's just so inspirational to me, like for real. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. I did want to say this. Yajaira knows, soy reservada. No soy la más habladora. I'm reserved and I'm quiet still, right? Like when there's a big crowd of people, I'm not the loudest and I'm not the scene of the party. However, though, I don't categorize myself as shy anymore. Shy will stop you from a lot of things. So there's a difference between being reserved and being shy. I'm not shy to go on stage and talk in front of an STS. So don't let that hold you back, and get it out of your belief system now, today. That is the last time that you say, I'm shy. You say, I am working on this, because it's just a limiting belief that I was implemented when I was younger. Oh, yes, she's the serious one, or no habla mucho, she doesn't talk much, So that it doesn't serve you. So you're now going to work on how to overcome that. You're going to read books and you're going to learn, and through experience, you're